Today I wanted to go ahead and take a look at two things. First off, I wanted to take a look at this article, and then I wanted to go ahead and react to a video here by Pat McAfee, who talks about this exact same situation with the whole grass versus turf on the field. What should NFL owners do? So let's go ahead and read this article first. It says, Bengals dispute that their turf is a problem. The Cincinnati Bengals home games are played on a slit film turf, which has been shown to carry a higher risk of lower injuries, which the NFL Players Association wants to ban. But the Bengals say no new field surface is coming to Cincinnati. Bengals Executive Vice President Katie Blackburn said the team has no need to put in a new playing surface this season and doesn't believe that the surface is a problem. It's not this year, certainly. I don't have statistics, but I don't really think our turf has had a huge problem, or problem at all. To be quite honest, Blackburn told Kelsey Conway of Cincinnati Enquirer. Last year, 7 teams, the Bengals, Lions, Giants, Jets, Vikings, Saints, and Colts, used slit film turf. The Lions have announced they are changing to a different playing surface in 2023 season. The other teams have said they were reviewing the playing surface, but the Bengals say their slit film playing field isn't going anywhere. So, just a little backstory if you're new. Obviously, grass is a lot easier to play on than turf is. Whenever you are on grass and you push off, you push left and right, grass will give while turf will not. So if you're pushing off, let's say for example, like if I'm starting to run, right, and I push off the grass will push with me. Turf will stand still. So it's like pushing against a brick wall. It's not really easy to move. Now Saquon Barkley and a lot of other players came out and said, listen, this is a problem. This is a problem that needs to be fixed. So McAfee talked about it on his show today because, again, it is a problem that a lot of people are talking about. I had to put up this little thing right here so that I don't get my video taken down. But let's go ahead and react to this because he also has Mike on here to kind of give a general gist of what the NFL Players Association is thinking. One second.
Business. Love that they did that. They're going to they would put in grass. I think all the new owners, potentially new money, are going to want to put in grass. Do you not think that? And do you think that there's a chance that that's going to be the thing that changes the entire league? Or how do you think it ends up being the grass fielded league, the NFL?
Hey, Pat, here's what it comes down to. And I'm very happy that the NFL Players Association did that survey that came out 4 weeks or so ago about the teams that treat the players right, the teams that don't, the teams that give the players free food, the teams that charge them for their food. I like the idea of shaming the owners into running their teams the right way. And if you're going to run it the right way, if you truly care about the investment you're making in these players, tens of millions of dollars invested in your players, you're going to put them on the best possible field so they can stay as healthy as they can be. And look at what the Walton Penner Group did last year. Like for one final regular season game, they weren't happy with the field. They tore it up and put a new field in for one game. For one game.
See, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's the kind of mindset that they need to have in ownership.
Yeah, and well, there's some owners, that people just think they're just trying to make money. And then they say, well, they spend money on players. Well, they have to. The CBA says they have to spend money. So it's always kind of a miscommunication in it all. You know the game better than anybody, though, man. The business that they run at the NFL is so stupid. Florio, the position they're in right now, dude. Succession the other night, they're saying had 2.3 million viewers or something like that. Succession was.
So yeah, this is a thing, again, like I said before, that a lot of players are really advocating for is the fact that turf fields need to go. Absolutely need to go. Everything needs to be a grass field. And the problem with the grass field is it's hard to maintain. It costs a lot of money to maintain. And what they're about to talk about in this video is exactly that. That this field that they're talking about costs $20 million to maintain. $20 million. Tell an NFL owner, right? Either he can spend $20 million and get a whole new field, $20 million to maintain this field, or keep the field he has now and just deal with the fact that sometimes he's going to have a player or two get injured during the season, and he's just going to have to get a more depth on his depth chart to get more players. Like, at the end of the day, that I really feel like what a lot of owners are thinking, / feeling is like, I don't want to spend the money to get new fields or, rip up my field right now when I really, in the end of the day, like I said before, the owners, not my opinion, the owners are saying, like, it's not a problem. It's not an issue. So, definitely going to be interested to see what Cincinnati does do moving forward with this. But let's react to the rest of this to kind of get a general gist of what he's talking about.
Is obviously highly anticipated. And who knows what ratings are real and what ratings aren't real, right? Like, honestly, how do they figure it out? I'm excited to learn that someday, and hopefully some AI will be able to keep track of it. The NFL has like 15, 16 million people watching every week, multiple nights of the week. They just dominate everything in this content-driven business with sports gambling coming into the play, with whatever other platforms are going to want to get into the business. They are just about to take off, I think. Do you have the same feeling? And is that why Roger Goodell was... Now, he didn't get an extension. It was alleged he was going to get an extension. But is this what his legacy is, you think, Florio?
Well, yes, and I think he will get the extension. He'll work on that job at least until he's 68.
I think
these red lights that are basically all over with a system underneath it, irrigation system. It's like, that's got to be expensive. They're like, yeah, like 20 million or so. No. Look at this shit, dude.
That's Tottenham.
genius.
It's insane. They just have layers underneath it.
Yeah, and that whole new stadium, I think, when we looked it up, was only $1 billion versus the Rams, which was obviously $8 billion.
Which makes no sense. There's an
So this is the whole system. And again, it costs like $20 million to get this all like taken care of and maintained and stuff like that. And yeah, if we're being honest, no NFL owners / personnel wants to pay that much. They don't. That costs a lot of money to maintain, make sure it's correct, make sure everything is perfect. And it is what it is. At the end of the day, like I said before, and as he alluded to there, Roger Goodell looks like he will be getting a contract extension, so he will be a commissioner for the foreseeable future. It looks like he is not going anywhere, which makes sense because the owners love the guy. The owners absolutely love Roger Goodell. They have no problem with him at all, so even though us fans, we don't really love the guy, it doesn't matter what we feel or think. It really matters what the owners feel and think. Because technically, Roger works for the owners. So, it is what it is. To the point of what my opinion is for this whole thing, I say, if players are truly getting injured, and I feel like this, right? If they're outlawing all of these turfs across the NFL, and the NFL owners as a whole are coming together and saying, listen, we're just going to move on. We're going to get rid of our turf. We're going to, get something better. Then just do it. I don't really see a big problem. I know it's going to cost a lot of money, but at the same time, though, just get it done. If it helps out your players, if it helps out injuries, because obviously, yes, injuries are the worst thing possible in the NFL. People's lives are being impacted by injuries that happen in the NFL. People are like, oh, well, he just tore his ACL, but he's be back and he'll be fine after 16 months of rehab. He'll be perfectly fine. Do you understand, though, that will come back to haunt him later on in life when he's 60 or 70? Like, these are actual human beings, too. So, I will definitely say, Cincinnati, just get rid of the turf. Just get some grass. I know it's going to cost more, but you're going to have to do it at the end of the day. It's one of those things where I kind of look at it as like, you're going to have to do it eventually, right? Right now, it might not be mandatory / you have to do it, but eventually, it will be mandatory. So, why not get it done now and get ahead of the curve and look good rather than waiting and then down the line have to do it and kind of be forced to do it and look like you're the owner who did not care about player safety. My 2 cents. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.